Hello there, welcome to the Behaviour Ninja channel. My name's Dave. I work at Consulo Education and I created the behaviour management app, the Behaviour Ninja. I'll put links below if that's something that you're interested in. What I'd like to talk to you today about is, from my perspective, the three truths of classroom management. Okay, the three truths that I believe every teacher should know and reflect on and think about. So, first of all, then let's get straight into it. The first truth of classroom management, from my perspective, is this: teaching is a performance. Now, you might be the kind of person who is shy and quiet and withdrawn, wouldn't say a boot with goose, and maybe quite anxious and nervous and all that kind of thing. And that might be absolutely fine in certain elements of your life, and you can get through life quite happily being that kind of person. You might equally be the kind of person who's really determined and aggressive and go for it, and nobody's going to mess with me and nothing's going to stop me doing what I want to do, and nobody will dare behave badly in my class. You might have all of those kind of qualities, and again, there might be certain elements of your life, I don't know, where that fits in really well and means that you get a lot of success. My issue with both of those is, how beneficial are they to the learners and to yourself in the long term to maintain your career as a teacher? And I would suggest that if you are that kind of shy, retiring kind of individual, then to certain kinds of children, you are the rabbit in the headlights. You are the antelope with the limp that their pride of lions are watching. So, don't be surprised if kids kind of sharpen their claws on staff who behave in that way. And equally, if you are that really kind of confrontational, aggressive, kind of go get 'em nature, then and that manifests itself in your classroom, then yes, you may well get a cohort of kids who appear to be managing their behaviour very well. Don't know how much they'll be managing their learning, but certainly their behaviour will be uh, superficially acceptable. But the kids who are anxious, the kids who have low resilience, will potentially be quite scared of that. And the kids who rise to that challenge will love the kudos they can get from being able to wind you up and cause, confrontation and conflict and so on. So neither of those necessarily are things that we would say are favourable in the long term for us as classroom managers. So we need to look at this in a slightly different way, and that brings us to the second truth. And I suppose the second truth is what's the purpose of that performance? And the purpose of that performance is this: you must project high status. Now, what does that mean? Well, kids will behave for people because they perceive them as being high status individuals. It doesn't matter whether you have rank in the school. Teachers will often say to me, "Oh, they're bound to do what she says because she's the head teacher, or they're bound to do what he says because he's 6'2" and his knuckles are trailing on the floor." None of that stuff really is true. Kids don't necessarily see high status going hand in hand with rank or with being a big, intimidating individual. It's not true. Okay, you will know this is not true, and this should resonate with you, I imagine, because you will know kids that won't care how big and tough and scary you are or who you are in the hierarchy of the school. They'll still tell you where to go. Okay, we know that's true, so we can clearly see then that our high status staff are not necessarily the people with rank. So, what are they? Well, I can remember working in a school where one of the most high status individuals in the school was the caretaker. Now, you might say that in the general sort of natural hierarchy of a school, the caretaker is not too close to the top, but actually, that's evidence again that that stuff isn't really important. So, we want to be a high status individual, and through being a high status individual, we can expect far more positive behaviour choices being made by the children than if we are that low status rabbit in the headlights, always shouting and screaming, whichever of those you kind of edge towards. So, teaching is a performance. That performance is about projecting high status. There's your first two truths of classroom management. What is the third? Well, the third is this: how we project high status. We must always be calm and relaxed. Now that sounds obvious, I know, but let's just explore that a little bit. Okay, so I'm suggesting that the third truth is that we are always calm and relaxed. And I know we can't always be calm and relaxed, and I've certainly behaved in a less than calm and relaxed way myself in classroom, certainly in the early years of my career. So why is that so important then? Well, the idea about being calm and relaxed is that we can think, process, manage, analyze. We can do all of those things because we remain calm. When you become anxious, frustrated, aggressive, confrontational, desperate, whatever it is, any of those really intense emotions come up, there's a change in our brains. We think in a different way. We go into fight, flight, freeze mode. The flow to our brain is altered. Chemical impulses and electrical pathways and stuff change, and all that kind of stuff. Dead sciencey. We'll not get into it. What it basically means is the part of our brain that deals with higher order thinking and reasoning and use of complex language and interpretation and so on, that part of the brain is getting less input, and therefore we can't access it. That's just a physiological fact. Okay, so we want to avoid at all times getting into that fight, flight, freeze mode. That means that we are thinking in that primitive way of how do I survive here. Okay, and we won't make the best choices in classroom. You guys, again, you want to test this to see if it's real, see if it's true, see if it does this really kind of stand the test, the close scrutiny. Think about it this way. I can almost guarantee that everybody out there at some point has had a big old row with a partner or a sibling or whatever. You've had a big argument with somebody, and after the event, you think of really cool things that you could have said to win the argument or to defeat part of their argument. Yeah? I bet some of you have even gone back and kicked the argument off so you can say that really cool thing. Okay, I almost guarantee there are people who are nodding their heads right now watching this. So because we know that at times of stress, it's only later that we think of the cool thing, the trick would be don't get stressed in the first place. And I know how easy that is to say. But I just want you to reflect on those three truths of classroom management for now. Feel free to disagree, feel free to add caveats to it, ask further questions if you want to, but just remember those three truths as a start point. Teaching is a performance. That performance is about projecting high status, and we do that by remaining calm. Okay? There's lots of evidence that suggests to us on the subject of remaining calm that people associate high status with relaxed behavior. Those two things go hand in hand. There is evidence out there for that. It's even more so, I think, with teenagers and young people. So kind of, think of it in those terms. I'm sure there are lots of people in life that you admire who are people who are the calm in the storm. People who can deal with things when other people are rushing about, wondering what to do next and sort of flapping, I suppose. So that's it. There's your three truths of classroom management. I hope you like them. I hope you find them useful. They are far more useful the more you reflect on them and think about them and challenge them with your own experiences. As I said, feel free to get in touch. Have a look at the links below for my website, for the Behaviour Ninja app, and my email address will be on there, of course, so you can contact me that way if you wish. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and as I always say, anybody can manage challenging behaviour. Okay, thanks a lot, and see you later.